pushing on that pack. And secures lead. Tiny Danger gets out. Sneaks past. So Blair just decides to call it off. And that long rolling whistle means it is halftime. We'll see everyone back here in 15 minutes. Who wants some more roller derby? We're back for the second half of the Jane Deers versus Avalanche City. Score at halftime was 81-45. That is 36 points difference. Starting up your second half, it's going to be Revengeneer jamming for Avalanche City and Projectile for the Jane Deers. Oh, I can't the mic. I can Jams on. Revengeneer pushing on that pack. Projectile playing a little bit of defense there. And bodies fall. Projectile gets through. Skiers lead jam. Projectile comes through, almost gets past. Knocked out there by, that is Break of Dawn. Calls off the jam. Jam's on. Karma taking on Elbow Smackaroni. Elbows almost gets through, but knocked out by Dynamite Roll. Couple of bodies fall. Scarlet cycles elbows back. And elbows is through. Karma chased down by Resident Weevil. Karma calls off the jam, was able to put up 4. We got an official timeout. They're just trying to sort out if any points were scored on that jam. Jam is on. We got Bananimal. Oh, no, we're still... Okay, we're good. The refs were just checking to see if any points were scored on that jam. And Bananimal gets through and Skiers lead jam. Looks like a cut penalty was assessed there at the end of that jam. That means Bananimal starting on a power jam. Bananimal on their second scoring pass. Revengeneer is out. Looking for their initial pass. That is a penalty now going to Break of Dawn. Bananimal puts up 4. Oh, and that's another penalty there going to Revengeneer. I think that might have been a high block. Bananimal has full control of this jam. Let's put up 4 more. Now at 8.
Check 1, 2.
12 has been our highest. Budge, hide, and ... smashing up that tripod. Bananimal puts up 4. And calls off the jam. Puts up 12 points. Blair Block going to be going against Tiny Danger. Jam has started. Tiny Danger has been pretty solid in securing lead. And just as I say that, Blair gets lead. Tiny Danger lost their star, fell down. Blair pushing on that pack. Draws a multiplayer call there, going to Rit Riot. And Blair on this power jam, hoping to take advantage. Runs into Resident Weevil and Trip Vicious. Blair struggles to get through a little bit. Calls off that jam. Put up a total of 8, brings our score to 107 to 45. 62 points now. We got Projectile going to be jamming for the Deers. Tiny Danger starting this jam in the box for Avalanche City. And Break of Dawn takes another call. Rogue tries to line up Projectile, but Projectile just too quick on those cuts. Tiny Danger just has to get past Nox and does. Oh, a little jammer on jammer action. Projectile gives Tiny Danger a little bump. And we got a official timeout again. Once again, our jam line is sponsored by Full Mobility Chiropractic. Your pivot line is sponsored by Bad Girlfriend Skate Shop, and your penalty box on track 1 here is sponsored by Genuine. Your scoreboard announcements are brought to you by the Youth Singers of Calgary and the Men's Roller Derby Association Championship in Salem, Oregon. Karma jamming for the Deers. Pushing on that tripod, stretching it out far. Just had to get past. That was Fleur de Lethal and does. Avalanche trying to make some space there for the Revengeneer. Karma stretching this block out and does. Gets past Resident Weevil. Some solid defense here by the Deers. Karma with a little hop there on the inside, gets through. Dynamite goes off with a forearm call. Karma's cycled back. Able to stay up. Knocked by Resident Weevil, but able to stay up, skating, wobbling backwards. Puts up another 12. What's up, Shorty? Say hi to the camera. It's right there. Bananimal jamming against, that is Elbow Smackaroni. Bananimal pushing on that tripod. That was Rogue, not quite able to hold them back. Able to get lead, but they are chased down by Elbow Smackaroni. Bananimal comes up on the pack. Calls that off before Elbow's able to get past ... to score a point. You might not be the smallest person on the track today. Blair blocking me, jam against Tiny Danger. Jam is on. Blair able to stay up and in. Just gets past Trip Vicious and Rit Riot. And Tiny Danger follows suit. Blair sneaks 1 point in and calls it off. 124 to 45. $79-point lead for the Jane Deers. 21 minutes left. Projectile going to be doing this jam number 8 for them against the Revengineer. Or this is jam 9. Projectile pushes on the pack, gets past Rogue. Projectile, little bean dip there on the outside. Some nice moves. That's Knox Chevy. Budging high with some solid defense. Making this easy for Projectile and hard for Revengineer. But now Knox is going for a elbow. And we have star pass. Rogue is now taking the star for Avalanche City. Projectile looking at the bench. Bench says keep going. Wanting to kill some of this clock. Kill some of Knox's penalty. Projectile comes through. Hit hard by Break of Dawn, but able to bounce right back up. It's a lot easier when you don't have that far to fall. Calls off the jam. And that is our highest scoring jam of the day at 16 points for Projectile. "19 minutes. We got to score 140 to 52. Jams on. Karma jamming against Elbow Smackaroni. We've seen this a couple times. And Karma able to dance through. Karma able to stay unbounds. And Weevil takes the star for Avalanche. Karma quickly through on the inside. And calls off that jam before Weevil has a chance to get through and score any points. Tiny Danger against Bananimal. Banano quickly makes short work of that jam to get lead. Tiny Danger almost gets through. Blocked partially by Chevy Impaler, but able to knock them down. And we got a timeout. That is an official timeout. Head ref heading over to talk to them, Pam Terra. That's not Pam Terra. That's someone different. That whistle means the jam is back on. This is now Revengeneer going against the Blair block. Revengeneer knocked out by Dynamite. Dynamite cycles back. Blair trying to smash their way through. Now just has to get past Rit Riot and Trip Vicious. And now Resident Weevil joins in. And they get through. That is now lead jam for the Revengeneer. Now have a star pass. Scarl is now taking the star for the Deers. Scarla just has to get past the jammer and does. Scarla with a little bit of offense. Or a little bit of defense. Knocks out Revengeneer. Revengeneer calls off the jam. We now got Karma. Going to be jamming against Elbows Smackaroni. Jam has started. Hyde is cycling back Elbows. Karma's pushing on that tripod there of Troublemaker, Break of Dawn, and Rogue. Karma gets through, but is followed closely. Karma spins through, puts up one, but Elbow's able to sneak 1 point in as well. Just past halftime of the first half of the first half. That is Bananimal and Tiny Danger lining up on the full mobility chiropractic jam line. The pack starting at the start of that Bad Girlfriend Skate Shop pivot line. Bananimal almost through, just has to get past Trip Vicious and does. Tiny Danger trying to get through. Has taken that star off. Knocked out, but quickly back in. Didn't have to go all the way back. Bananimal on their second scoring pass. Tiny Danger is through. Bananimal dips and doodles. Bananimal heading to the Genuine penalty box. That means we're going to be skating for the full 2 minutes. All these skaters thankful this is the first game of the day that a lot of them are playing in. There are a few skaters that are going to be skating multiple games in every day. for multiple teams. And Bananimal gets through and scores 4. Bananimal almost through, but just loses an edge. Knocked out by the Phantom blocker after they got through the pack. Bolt Jammer trying to get through. That is a penalty to Rit Riot. And that jam comes to its 2-minute end. Bananimal able to put up 12. Don't forget to go to the Flat Track Fever Facebook page so you can vote on the most valuable player for the weekend. The most valuable player for the weekend does win a $250 Rydell Skates gift certificate. There will be a Google form on the Facebook event page. Well, Jammer trying to get through. That is Karma going against Revengineer. Karma able to sneak through. Just gets past Troublemaker. And Budge able to slow down Revengineer. Sometimes that's all you got to do. You don't have to necessarily knock him out or stop them. You just got to slow him down. And we got a score of 169 to 61. 108 points separating these teams. Jam is on. Blair Block going to be going against Elbow Smackaroni. Blair Block for the Deers. Push on. That's Resident Weevil. Pyrophilia. And Rogue. No, not Rogue. That is Pantychrist. Able to get through. Kiki Tiki. Little bit of a shove. Blair calls off that jam. Looks like Avalanche City is calling a timeout. Just under 10 minutes left in this half. Don't forget, at halftime, or at the end of this game, between the games, you can check out all of our fantastic vendors here today. We got Nerd, who's here today and tomorrow. You can visit Projectile. They're skating right now, but they'll be there later. We got MyoLab is here for on-site treatment for massage and chiro. Full Mobility Chiropractics here. Team Divergence will be here later on. Derby Girl Chocolates, I don't see them here yet, but they'll be here later. We got Calgary Gumballs from Calgary Super League ball hockey team will be here. I'm not sure where they'll be, but they will be here doing awesome stuff. Skell Grove, Untamed Fernie there right behind the crowd. Well, a bunch of assorted designs made for busy women who want to look good, look and feel fabulous. And also between games, you can also head to the Chinook City table and pick your prize. $2 donation. You get a ticket for a raffle. Win a Carriage House Dine and Stay package valued at $350. You can also win a Callaway Park General Admission for 4. Fitset Ninja Calgary. and assorted other door prizes. Revengeneer going to be going against Projectile. Revengeneer pushing. And Projectile sneaks through on the inside. Revengeneer fighting against Nox and Dynamite roll. Nox holds them up enough. Dynamite join them back. Marie Fury now joins in that tripod. Beats comes in to smash it all up. Along with Rogue and Break of Dawn. Projectile coming through on another scoring pass. Looking to add to this 4. Projectile wasn't quite sure what was happening there. Thought the penalty was against them. It wasn't. They came back in, jumped the apex, and called the jam. Eight more points. That puts the score 180-61. Resident Weevil now jamming again, this time against Karma. Karma, a little hop on the outside, gets through. Karma on their scoring pass. Rit Riot looked for that hit. Didn't quite finish it. Able to keep Karma up. Bench challenging Karma to keep going. Karma almost got through, but stopped there by Trip Vicious. Having to skate to the back of the pack again. Karma getting told by the bench, call it off, and they do. $188-61. Dares have really opened up this game in the second half. Bananimal going to be jamming against Elbows Smackaroni. And Bananimal bumped, but able to stay upright and inbounds. Gets lead. Elbows takes off the snar and sneaks through. Animal trips up a bit, falls, was able to score 2. Avalanche sneaks 1 in there, so 62 now. Blair Block now going to be jamming against Tiny Danger. Our next game after this at 1 p.m. local time will be the Natural Born Thrillers taking on the Crude Assassins. Your announcers for that game will be Lethal and Trip Vicious. And Blair through and gets lead. Tiny Danger trying to fight their way through. Runs into Tiki Dynamite and Marie Fury. Blair almost through, couldn't quite get past Rit Riot. Tiny Danger there, grabbing the jerseys of their fellow players. Blair getting the signal to just kill some clock, and they do. And we got Projectile going to be going against Revengeneer on this jam. Both jammers are on the line. A jam line sponsored by Full Mobility Chiropractic. Projectile gets through, but is given chase by Revengeneer. And Projectile just skates around, nonchalantly calls it off. No points is just as good as points if the other team has no points as well. Three and a half minutes left. Karma going against Elbow Smackaroni. Jam is on. Karma knocked down. Both jammers are cycled back. Karma just making sure everything's okay. Gets up. Elbows just has to get past Tiki, Dynamite, and Fury. Karma chased down and pushed out by Trip Vicious. Trip Vicious wasn't able to skate back in order to cause a cycle. And Elbows gets lead. Little dipsy doodle there by Elbows. Was able to score the full 4. Brings them to 66 points to 194. And Budge going to be jamming for the first time today for the Jane Deers. Going against Tiny Danger. Jam is on. And Tiny Danger gets through. A little bit of a whip there on their own player, which is allowed. And Budge gets through as well. And calls off that jam after clearing that. Yeah, one skater from the Avalanche starting in the Genuine sponsored penalty box. Once again, your pivot line is sponsored by Bad Girlfriend Skate Shop. I don't see them here today, but I know they are going to be here today and tomorrow. Jam is on. Bananimal taking on Revengeneer. And Bananimal will make short work of that jam, but gets through. And they're getting chased by the Revengeneer. Scarless headed to the box. Bananimal puts up a pair. Oh, and looks like Revengeneer was able to sneak one in to bring him in a 71. Score 196 to 71. And Avalanche City have called a timeout. We'll have enough time for one more jam. It'll be Karma taking on Elbow Smackaroni. At halftime, don't forget to check out the rest of our fantastic vendors. I don't know if any are set up in track 2 yet, but track 1 we have a bunch going on. Lots of fundraising going on. There are a lot of skaters here today that are be going to Team Canada. Both adults. No. Fundraising for Team Canada Juniors. Fundraising for some Team Canada adults. Jams on. Karma going against Elbow Smackaroni. And Karma is taking a penalty. Directional. Elbows just has to get through. Bumped a bit by Chevy Impaler. Cycled all the way back. That's Blair Block and Budge moving them all the way back. Chevy Impaler pushing on elbows. Holding them back. Chevy knocked out by Rogue. The stream is live, yes. I got it. Yeah. Blocks up most of it. Unless it's like on a weird far corner. And we got our skater back up. Thank you. Massive thank you to our medics. Without them, we wouldn't be able to play Derby. And I'm glad we got 2 on each track for both days. So all games will have 2 medics, which is always nice to have. They're the one position you want to have at Derby, but don't want to use. You want them to just come and watch Derby. That's all you want them to be able to do. And that is game. Your unofficial score is 196-71. Please wait until the final official rolling whistle before you come out to the track for high fives.